Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Sorry, I had 2 cups of black coffee, so my hands are a little bit shaky. So, I opened my Bible to the book of Isaiah because I am, with this full moon that we have today, which is in Libra. Yesterday, I noticed, well, here at the shelter compound, we've had the cops here, we've had fire rescue here, somebody got stabbed last night, and everyone, including myself, who I spoke to yesterday throughout my daily travels here, had some kind of horrible day, negative, bad energy, bad luck, things going wrong, literally everybody, including myself. So I went through very salty yesterday. I kind of kept to myself. I did a lot of praying. I tried to sleep yesterday afternoon just to get my mind state out of the state it was in, but that didn't work. So I took a shower and I was like, okay, I'm just going to get through this night. I know with full moons what this does. Spiritual battles are on the rise, like we ride at dawn. For those who don't know, I was getting it bad. I mean, I'm pretty good about protecting my energetic space. I'm pretty solid in that. But yesterday, I was even at the point where I was like, losing my patience. I have been a targeted individual my entire life. I was majorly attacked in 2019 to 2021 with Morgellons nanotechnology and my channel getting shut down and stalkers and psych wards and a lot of stuff. So, the pandemic was going on at that time. Elections were. We are at war now. I don't really want my video to get flagged. I got a terms and conditions strike on my F cancer video the other day when my friend passed. He ended up passing away. And I was very upset. And I spoke the truth in that video and I got penalized for it. And that's what's coming for everything. I've been speaking about that for close to 7 years now, about the censorship and control and all of that is happening now. So I opened my Bible to the book of Isaiah, and how fitting is that, because I have shared my story once before when this particular Jerusalem Bible, which is a monster, it's very thick, when it came into my life a few years ago, during that time when I was being heavily targeted, it was disposed of with the rest of my very important belongings. I had a big container with all my writings in it, all my journals, huge fat folder full of poems and songs that I had written, my Bible, which was a very important book to me, photographs that I had kept. It was just a very special box. And unfortunately, I was homeless, and where my belongings were, the person just got rid of it. So I dealt with that for a long time. I still struggle accepting that, and we're 5-6 years later now. But when it's your heart and your soul and work by your own hand, it really destroyed me. So I have began again. I journal just about every day. I have most of my life. That's my legacy that I would like to leave for my sons and my grandkids, is my life, because unfortunately in this life, I've missed out on a lot with my kids, and our relationship is getting better all the time, and I'm very thankful for that. But they unfortunately got a very broken version of Jen as their mom. And all I want is for them to know me and my life's journey and struggles of why maybe I was the way that I was about certain things. So yeah, and I still love music. I love to write, and maybe one day I'll have somebody to be able to do that with. So here, when I had the Bible before, and I read out loud from this particular book, especially in the book of Isaiah, literal demons fled from my presence. And the people who I was associating with at the time also couldn't stand to be around. And that was all the proof I needed, is anytime I ever felt afraid, I opened this book and I read out loud, and here I am today. So that's all I'm going to say. But what I am going to read is, it looks like Isaiah chapter 28, verses 7. What am I reading through? Okay. 7 through 17. Okay, got it. I had to see what God wanted me to read. All right, and I apologize for my shaky hands. I'm going to try to put my motion steady thing. I hope it's on there. And here. Okay. And today also is April 1st, which is the actual technical new year, the first day of the new year. So it's a feast and festivities celebration day. It is also a full moon in Libra, so it's all about balancing the scales right now. Sweet and sour. Okay, so this is against the priests and the false prophets, and they're really coming out now. I remember Jesus saying very clearly, they speak my name, but their heart is far from me. And I hear a lot of people claiming Jesus with their mouth only. Okay, so here we go. These two are reeling with wine, staggering from strong drink. Priest and prophet are reeling from strong drink. They are muddled with wine. That is alluding to being delusional. Strong drink makes them stagger. They totter when they are having visions. They stumble when they are giving judgment. Yes, all the tables are covered with vomit, not a place left clean. Who does he think he is lecturing? Who does he think his message is for? Babies just weaned? Babies just taken from the breast? With his sav la sav, kav la kav, ze'er sham. Yes, certainly with stammering lips and in a foreign language. He will talk to this nation, he who once told them, here is rest, let the weary rest. Here is repose. But they would not listen. That is why Yahweh now says, kav la kav, sav la sav, ze'er sham, so that when they walk, they may fall over backwards and be broken, snared, and made captive. Against evil counselors. Listen to the word of Yahweh, you scoffers. Rulers of this people in Jerusalem, you say, we have made a covenant with Mot, and with Sheol we have made a pact. The destructive whip, as it goes by, will not catch us, for we have made lies our refuge, and falsehood our shelter. That is why the Lord Yahweh says this, see how I lay in Zion a stone of witness, a precious cornerstone, a foundation stone. The believer shall not stumble, and I will make justice the measure, integrity the plumb line. Woo! And so it is. So here we're going to go to our reference, and we are going to translate this phrase here, which is D. So here it says, mimicking Isaiah's preaching, which they consider unintelligible, with words chosen for their sound value and recalling the babbling of a child. If the words are to be translated at all, they will read order on order, order on order, rule on rule, rule on rule, a little here, a little there. Interesting. So I know for a fact God wanted me to deliver a message today against the false prophets, against the rulers. Ephesians 6 is very clear in that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and authorities and the powers of darkness in high places. I also journaled my St. Michael prayer because I think that's an important prayer to read aloud. And I am going to grab that out of this notebook and read that for you now. It is said regularly in the Catholic Church. That's how I first learned it when I was a child. I was raised Roman Catholic, so my Nana had my sister and me at Mass every Sunday. And then catechism class on Wednesday nights. So I was at church a lot growing up. And I also went to a Christian school for 8 years that was run by a Southern Baptist church. So I've seen a lot of sides of religion in this world. And although there are bits and pieces of the truth in them all, I do see religion, organized religion, still as a divisive means. Jesus was very clear when he also said a divided house will fall. So with the hundreds of different denominations and sects of Christianity, that's never what Jesus wanted. He never wanted to be worshipped in the first place anyways. So there's that too. Okay, so the St. Michael prayer, which I think is very fitting right now since we are very heavy into our spiritual war. Today is April 1st and a full moon, and on those days, the rituals on the dark side are very powerful too. So it's good to have a strong foundation and make sure you're protecting your energy. Call on your angels or your higher power and your higher self to keep you strong and defend against evil. So here we go. Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. And so it is. I hope this message blessed you today. Authenticity, integrity, love, and truth for the win. Everything false that is an illusion, i.e. fake, is dissolving in this world. So I want to say one final time, I might say it again actually, we know me by now, but today for one final time, discernment is going to be one of your greatest allies, because it's going to be very hard very soon to discern who's really out to help and who's really got an ulterior motive. So be as wise as serpents and gentle as doves. I love y'all. Have the best day ever.